like that welcome sign. When I saw it, I was like, oh, I like it. Welcome back to Class Culture. This is an extra, a word of worship. And I'm just getting back on track. I know I do uploads with word of worship, but I just felt like it. I feel like we need to have this discussion together. So, welcome. Good morning, Hearts of Gold. You know, my work schedule is back on track next week. I might as well say next month, right? Monday is the 30th, Tuesday is the 31st. I go back on Wednesday. So, I'm back on track. Okay. But I got an hour left and let's do it. I said, why not? Okay, so welcome back to Class Culture. We are talking about a word of worship. If you are new here, please subscribe. If you haven't subscribed yet, go on and hit the subscribe button and the bell. We do more than one thing over on my channel. Thank you very much. This is a word of worship, extra, meaning it's not on a Sunday. We're going to talk about, We're going to talk about sanctifying and religious artifacts, plus a lot more. And if you've never been on my channel when I'm talking about different things, guess what? Everything we're going to talk about is down below in the description box. You're going to work on your lexicon. You're going to work on your brain matter. You're going to work on your chi. You're going to work on healing. You're going to work on doing better, okay, at living life on planet Earth. Period. Poop. Okay. Good morning and good night, Joanna. I just subscribed to your channel, too. I was looking for it. And I kept getting phone calls. So have a good night, boo. Yeah, I had a good time just chilling. I knew I was going to be up anyway. Okay. So, yay. That was right on time. Shout out to Lovely Love. But what are we going to talk about today? We're going to talk about sanctifying the Bible, religious objects, religious artifacts, ceremonial. And I put that word in there because these are words we need to teach any age. If people are, I don't get along with people who don't celebrate nothing. I don't like people who don't celebrate birthdays, holidays, your cats, first meow day, whatever. What do you do? Unfortunately, in real time, shout out to the future and beyond, we had a terrible shooting. Had that person have something to live for. See, y'all got to get y'all kids away from YouTube, and you got to get them away from playing video games. You got to get them away from gangs. You got to get them away from porn. You got to get them away from bad music and lyrics. You got to get them away from that shit. Oh, you're welcome. You're welcome. You gotta give them some tradition. I don't know why they won't let me click your thing. Oh, okay. Y'all gonna give me my money back? Oh, is somebody blocked? Are they flagging the Bible? Are y'all really flagging the Bible? Go on and get them. Go on and get them, YouTube. Go on and get them. We need to teach everyone about our culture. You need to go back. Like 4,000 years ago and go back to the continent and know that they celebrated every night. They celebrated the libation. They celebrated the sustenance. They celebrated the birth of somebody. They celebrated a marriage. They celebrated the life at death. They celebrated everything. They celebrated plants. They celebrated the moon. They celebrated the stars. I don't know who these people are no more. So when you're over here in Class Culture, boo-boo, that's what we're going to do. Yeah, we're going to talk about real things. And thank you so much. When I do I love my uploads. We were talking about taking breaks. Well, as a content creator, I create my own breaks. I do uploads. I talk about things that are dear to my heart, arts, sewing, fashion. That's how I don't need a break. I need to do what I want to do. And I love my channel. And I love my Hearts of Gold. Welcome new subscribers. Every day I wake up, I get like 10 more subscribers. So it's working. And it ain't working for the haters, but it's working for me. Yeah, I just want to grow my channel organically. And when I hit my 65th birthday and I retire, we golden. People, it's like the young folk, half my age and a third my age, mad because I'm enjoying my retirement. Well, get over it. And I'm not going to curse. I'm not. And every time I do it, I do it. Shout out to the new subscribers. Thank you so much. I appreciate you. Shout out to the replay crew. People are going to my playlist and looking up all types of wonderful programming. That's what my channel is about. Like when you go on abc.com, they don't have one show. Okay, they don't have chat rooms. Yeah, this is about broadcast. Okay, so that's what we're going to talk about today. Look down in the description box. Everything is right down there. All 6 links and all topics. If you don't have Google, that's fine. Just look it up, get it where you live. Okay. So let me put my phone down and I'll try to do a word of worship live like this once a month. At minimum. I'm not making no promises. No ma'am. No sir. So let me put this phone down. Somebody's sending me a text. Let me put this phone down and keep it pushing. All right. Shout out to Tita Talks. That's her favorite saying. Okay, look away. Look away. All right. So I only have like one visual. The rest are, the definitions, and I'll discuss. And then I'll look at the webbies, and then that's it until Sunday. Now, will I come live on Sunday? I don't know. I'm thinking about it. I already have it scheduled. Thank you, my hearts ago. You know the routine, my day ones. Just hit the reminders. Like today, I wasn't going to come on here and talk about Hollywood when there's so much chaos. I can't do it. No, ma'am. I can't do it. I have enough integrity not to come on live and do something that foul. I'm just blessed that I spent the day with my grandbaby. Because somebody can't. Okay? So remember that. And I did not pick a verse. I did not pick a verse. Because it's about behavior. Yeah, everything I want to talk about today has to do with behavior. And a word of worship. I didn't put extra. I could have, but I didn't. Sanctify in the Bible, religious objects plus ceremony. Just do it. Teach somebody. I cannot stand when people talk about young folk. Excuse me. That's very disrespectful. And I can tell who don't have real jobs in corporate America because that's against the law. You cannot discriminate. I can tell. Oh, y'all tell on yourself. When you discriminate, when you sexually harass, when you're abusive, when you don't understand rules, when you can't use a device and look up a definition. I can just tell who you are. And I'm sorry, not sorry. Okay. Woo, y'all tell on yourself. Okay. So I'm trying not to, I'm clicky. My phone is acting crazy and my computer's acting crazy. What is going on? Are we under attack? Remember, they said that Putin was trying to steal our country. That was a lie. He could not while I'm in it. Okay. No, ma'am, no, sir. So let's look up the word sanctifying. Yeah, I still know how to operate a missile site. Not gonna happen. You better call Jesus. Okay, so I got my eye on the chat, and let's go. Sanctify is the first word.
Sanctify.
Set aside something. Set something apart. Declare it holy. Declare it heirloom. This was grandmama's Bible, and it's on the table. We're going to dust it off. We're going to put a beautiful glass globe over it, a cloche, and protect it. There's something, teach your children something should be revered. Free from sin. Purity, purified. Announce it. Buy it today and say, this is special. Give a child, a mama, a grandchild, a cousin, a neighbor, something meaning. Say, this has meaning. And then explain explain it to them. Because if somebody knew, and I don't need to be on the screen, if somebody knows something is important, then they'll treat it that way. Just do it. And I'm thinking, who are these young people where they not? I don't understand. Didn't they have somebody in the whole of their family tree? I'm talking about the murderer, person that shot little girls and boys. That made them stop and think, well, no, because I think he shot his grandmother. Is it that you're not teaching? Are you not demonstrating? Are you not taking it seriously? Life is so precious. I don't even like when I stub my toe. I'm angry the whole day. I need that toe. Shoot. I I mean, but sometimes I meet people or hear people or I hear music. That ain't nothing. I can die tomorrow. You ain't nobody. Who are you? Don't talk to me. You can't teach me nothing. It's like, well, maybe they gotta. Ain't nothing sacred to them. They don't have anything to live for. And I blame the adults in the family. You should teach a child from the first week they are born. You look that baby in the face and say, I love you. Like we told our son and daughter, you're going to be this and you're going to be that. And then they grow up and be that. You know why? Because them little ears heard you. They heard your love. They felt your warmth and you nurtured them. I just don't think that adults aren't getting nurtured. Men aren't getting nurtured. Women aren't getting nurtured. Relationships aren't getting nurtured. People fake like you. That's not nurturing. Because they can't. Nobody taught. They just can't. They have no idea what it means. They have no idea what it means to commit. Ooh, that's a scary one. That's scarier than the words they hear in bad music with bad lyrics that speak badly about other people. You know, being nice, having polite, using manners, having etiquette. Ooh, I'll stick with sanctify, Alex in heaven.
Sanctify.
Sanctification, or in its verb form, sanctify literally means to set apart for special use or purpose. That is, to make holy or sacred. Therefore, sanctification refers to the state of process of being set apart. Make it something special. Make it something. Look it up on your device and put the definition in the chat. Make, like I have a wooden cross. I know it didn't belong to my daddy, but I had it in my purse when I was there watching my daughter graduate college, STEM student. Her grandfather was a police officer. She might be a CSI investigator. She might go to the military and be an officer. She might make all kinds of inventions in science and win the Nobel Peace Prize for science. And my dad couldn't be there because he ascended to heaven when I was 5. But I bet you what, that wooden cross was in my purse, and I touched it, and I made it important, and it mattered. See, you have to teach children that. You have to teach the adult that. You have to teach your friends that. This is what I do. This is how I get down. This is important to me. So we don't have to talk about a verse. We have to talk about behavior. Yeah, commitment. Commitment is when a woman gives birth to a child and they raise it to 18. Does that help? Okay. What's the next word? And karma's heavy, so be careful around down there. Yeah. Karma ain't playing with nobody this week, is it? Sanctify in the Bible. Sanctify in the Bible. And I put this video along with the link to my playlist. Catch up, y'all. I'm almost at my 54th. I got to count because I add other things on there. Once I get to a year of doing word of worship, and that's my push to move on to the next thing. Shout out to the country. Look, as far as the country is, they back open, y'all. It's time to get jobs. It's time to get out of the house. I feel sorry for the people that YouTube is their only income. I'm happy. I feel so good. I felt great today, or this weekend it started. You guys saw I was out with my good friends. My daughter graduated from college. My granddaughter went to her first prom. She's not a senior. She just was invited to the prom. And I got to see all my friends, no mask, and then today I'm claiming it. I'm back to life. I'm back to life, lovely. So yeah, right. Look it up for me, preach, and I think that's how you 3-7 each. I don't know. And let us know. Oh, thank you, my love. And I had a good time. That was perfect. I saw you live. I said I'm gonna hit that link because you were talking about moderators. So that got me over because I might have laid my head down and went to sleep. But thank you, lovely love. You're a hoot, right? Congratulations, I like my daughter. Yeah, your daughter is gorgeous. Yeah, I saw your picture of her. Yeah, we're proud of. Wasn't that a good description of commitment, lovely? Like we give birth to the humans and we commit to raising it for 18 years at least. Yeah, that's it. Mm-hmm. So that's what we're talking about, sanctifying the Bible, and then we're going to talk about religious obedience because I just felt this topic was something I was going to talk about it, and then I was going to save it for next week. I said, no, this is perfect because we have all these images of kids playing video games with guns and all that. Boom, 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 boom. Now he gone. I don't know if his grandmother is alive. I don't know. I don't know. Was anything sacred or sanctified in their family? I don't know. You remember when I tell you guys stories, my story times? I have a billion. I just don't have time in real life right now to say. If I was a story time channel, I would be on like 5 times a day because I'd be like, "Ooh, click live." I remember this time, but I can't. So what's the next thing? Sanctify in the Bible. Sanctification is the action of setting something or someone apart as holy, purifying it, dedicating it to God's service. Without holiness, no one will see the Lord. In Hebrews 12:14, we are in need of God's sanctifying grace to be made holy. We revere higher powers as something different, set aside, holy, better than, something to help us survive, cope, strive. Okay? It has to be set aside. You must. And sometimes people go to church at young age. Sometimes people go to church at older age. It doesn't matter. But know that it's okay. Oh, okay. I'm trying to stay up, but I'm tired, love. I gotta get up. Go get you some rest. Thank you. Yeah, this is gonna be cute. These are like an hour. But thank you, love. You know, a, a Bible should be, it's not. It's a Bible. It's a book, paper, ink, words, all of that. But make it special. Teach a child from day one. Or if somebody is going through a bad time, that's the first thing I tell them to do. Well, how do you worship? If they say, I don't believe in God, say, let's go to the park and hug a tree. I know you believe in nature. You like sucking on that oxygen. I was going to say H2O. Hydrate. That too. Okay. Take a sip. That's nature. You know how people, I don't know, sometimes people get so hard about what's good for them, they are their own worst enemy, and that's when you get out of their way. Let them drown in whatever it is. Pity party, sorrow. You cannot drown in depression. Not when you got clinics and telephone numbers, 1-800 numbers, police department. I will find, if you tell me I got 1, 2, 3, I'm going to give you a solution, 4, 5, 6 in 6 seconds. And then I'm going to sit back and what do you want me to drive you there? You want me to fly you there? And I'll come pick you up after 30 days. It's that easy. The rest is up to you. But I just suspect people who commit crimes or just can't hang in or cope. Nothing is sacred. And I'll even ask them, what's important to you? Oh, nothing. You have any hobby? Oh, that's stupid. No, I don't have no hobby. Well, what do you do? Play video games all day? What do you do? Get high all day? What do you get drunk all day? Do you call the 2 whole years you were locked down? Did you call an aunt? Did you call a cousin? Did you work out in your house on the floor with YouTube that was free? You ain't got to go to no gym to get in shape. I mean, come on. Excuse after excuse after excuse after excuse. Everyone was not meant to understand, but that's the point in teaching, sharing, and trying to demonstrate what they need to do. If they don't want to listen, it is what it is. Give up. People say, "Oh, give it up to God. He already got it. All you got to do is say, hey, I'm good. Good luck. Good luck with your journey, because I'm busy. I can't be held back for 30 days, being stoned out of my mind every month for 2 years, not accomplishing anything. Where does that get you? People were going to church on YouTube. People were watching my word of worship. My friends that I would go to services with, they would watch and let me know, and we would text. Yeah, I could not have a word of worship during a pandemic. I'm sorry. It's not. Oh, shout out to the police officer wherever they're going. I could not have this a part of my channel and not be able to verbalize my love for the word on my channel. That's why I made a word of worship. And it's not even Bible-y. I'm not Bible thumping. I ain't calling you sinner or nothing like that. If you look at the titles and listen to a couple videos, you'll see. I'm just discussing what's there. It's that easy for me. Yeah, y'all know I am a sailor. Okay, I will. You. Oh, I ain't got no problem with it. That's me and mine. Cause guess what they say? Don't be judging. It's hard being a Christian, ain't it? Yeah. Because, it's a lot of judgy people out here. And karma is king. So, because people say, oh, well, I don't do the Bible. Well, let's talk about religious objects. I had to put the word religious in there because I wasn't going to find the topic at hand. So, religious objects, the Ankh is right there on top. It's alphabetical, but I'm just saying. It don't have to be Christian. Okay? Hey, sinister. I don't know why they held your thing. Ankh, everybody knows what an Ankh is. You look it up. I'm sorry, we passed that. Calvary, censer, chalice, clerical collar, crossier, cross. Like I said, I have a wooden cross that Polish Bob gave me years ago because I told him all about my dad, and I told him about the only thing I really remember about my dad in the casket, because I don't do funerals. It's almost like, okay, close your eyes, picture the scene. He has a head, but there's no face there. I was 5 years old. I couldn't comprehend. I was like, why is he sleeping in the house? I didn't get it. Okay. But I remember that because they're Catholic. My dad's side of the family is Catholic. I remember staring at that rosary in his hand. So when I told Polish Bob that, he bought me this wooden rosary, and that's what was with me when my daughter graduated. So it to me, it's sanctified. It's something special. It means everything. It's beautiful. I think he bought it in Poland. I think he bought it in Poland. And it means that find something that's important to you. Because people crack me up. Well, I'm spiritual. I'm not religious. Okay, that's fine. But what does it mean to you? Forget what it means to somebody else. What does it mean to you? And if you can't have that question, you ain't there. A lot of people don't, oh, well, I don't get that serious about it. It's not that deep. Or I don't get emotional. What's something wrong with you? Something wrong with you. If you don't have something that reminds you of somebody or something meaningful that you can hold in your hand, like I have all types of things that belong to my mom. Like I carry one of her little wallets. It's supposed to be for a checkbook holder, but I don't have checks. Okay. I got a checking account, but I don't have no checks. But I used it to put bills. So every day I touch it. You know what I mean? And it doesn't have to be religious. It doesn't have to be holy. It doesn't have to have God's approval. It has to mean something to you. And I find a lot of Christians have a problem with that when you ask them, what does it mean to you? Well, I go to church. Well, what does that mean to you? Well, I don't know. My mom was Baptist. Well, what does that mean to you? Well, that I just go because we go. It's like you're not answering the question. What does it mean to you? And that's why I'm proud of a word of worship, because I go step by step and I have the discussion. But I know a lot of African American people love the ankh. That you say you're not religious? Oh, okay, take that ankh and throw it away. I dare you. That's a religious object. Because once upon a time in Egypt, that's where it came from. Okay, it's religious. Oh, they get mad. Oh, are they gonna like the type of teaching now? So what's next? The religious artifacts. Because in the real world, some things are passed down or revered or made to be a something to worship or a pilgrimage. You know, people will go, and see what it is and believe it. Some things have less. Some things I don't know. They'll sell. These are the bones of Jesus' brother. I'm like, oh no. But I love archaeology and all those shows on History Channel and Discovery. I love them. I love them. I spent like 2 hours a day watching, like, History Channel has a show on these people who are searching for Montezuma's, I think, gold. I'm like, just greed. But they did find this pit where they would pour the gold. So I was in there like swimwear. I was paying attention. I was like, ooh. But I don't like how they present it. I cannot, what I'm doing on my side of things. And I'm like, I know they didn't find anything because the camera shots are all of the people. That ain't that attractive, I might add. I'm just saying. I want to see the feet print in mud. That's me. And they trying to be superstars, and it ain't working. So I turn down the volume and I have it on there, and I'm looking at the imagery and the camera shots and everything until they actually get to the hole in the ground where the conquistadors poured the gold. Then I turned it up. I'm like, oh, okay, now we're getting somewhere. Everybody want to be a reality TV star. I don't care about that. I'm always watching pictures or shows about Egypt and the mummies and the pyramids and the finds and like I said, the ankh, and all of this, the meaning and all of that. But I hate these reality shows where they dig in mud, and they don't find nothing. And just 2 hours into the show, I'm like, that you ain't gonna get me for 2 whole hours, and you ain't found nothing. They don't. I'd rather watch people. I have a good friend that what do you call it? Panning for gold. That's his hobby up in the Sacramento Hills, and he gets that little. He gets it. He'll have little flakes, and then he'll find a chunk. He's been doing it like for 30 years. I'm like, you are crazy wackadoo. He'll dress up like the old miners, San Francisco, California, in 1849, the gold rush. Okay. And he still does it. I think he's like in a group. I'm like, y'all are nuts. And they keep trying to get me to go because, all my motto and my gold and stuff. I'm like, nope, I ain't going. Because if I start, I said, no, number one, I'm going to find the biggest nugget. Number two, you're going to try to chop my head off. Number three, I can run faster. Number four, I'm going to have to shoot you in the foot if you don't leave me alone. So, yeah, I'm like, nope. See, I don't do greed. I just don't do greed. And I said, you've been doing that for 30 years. Are you okay? You can't help it. Because he keeps finding it. And no, I ain't going to tell you where it is, or he'll chop my head off. Because they have their little places to go. Yeah, I mean, they are serious. I'm like, y'all are crazy. I'm not doing that. Because he wants me to do like a penny, like a little short film. I'm like, nope. Because then they're like, oh, don't bring no cameras. You can't tell people, well, you almost made me curse. Well, what am I taking a picture of if I can't take a picture of the location? Well, you can just look at us. I said, no. That's that dumb stuff they have on I was going to say HBO channel, on the History Channel. I don't want to look at you in a hat and your gut. I want to see the nugget come out the ground. Remember the movie Congo? Remember they found all them diamonds? That's what I want to see. They're like, no, we can't show nobody. I'm like, well, what am I filming? Okay, let me focus. Religious artifacts: the Shroud of Turin, the blood of San Gennaro, Muhammad's beard, Mary's holy belt. These are just some examples. Buddha's tooth. Now, I saw the tooth, y'all. Buddha must have been a giant. That ain't right. I'm sorry. If I stub my toe, that's going to be God getting back at me. I'm just saying. I saw it, and it don't look right. That's a big A tooth. That ain't Buddha's tooth. Buddha must have been the Jolly Green Giant. That's all I'm saying. I want you to look at Buddha's tooth. I don't know what's wrong, y'all. I can't get my live chat, but anyway, I ain't worried about it. Because then I'll get distracted. And that's another reason why I like to do uploads. I don't get distracted. It's huge. I'm like, that's a horse's tooth. So stop messing with me. Okay, and it's a bunch of other religious artifacts. And why do I bring that up? Because I think it's important to teach people what it's about, the things that these were just humans like us. Whether it is or not, it's up to you. But it is fun to read about relics. If you've never read about relics and artifacts, whether religious or not, get into it because I think it's fascinating. I mean, here's the nun said, are they okay? I mean, it's fascinating to me. I'm trying to bring the human side, the modern side, something you can investigate. Okay, it's back up. Something you can investigate side of it. I mean, it's a little gory, but it's not. It's weird. Shout out to Vlogtober, oddity. That's not an oddity because it's sanctified, because it's a nun, but it still is. It's a head. Okay. But yeah, it cracks me up. So the more you delve into the topic, you're going to be like, what? It's all kind of stuff, y'all. And they build these elaborate casings. Some of it is false, some of it is not. Some of it is, sometimes the Pope approves, sometimes he don't. Here's a rosary. I don't know who it belonged to. I mean, it's story after story after story. And they find things in the ground when they dig things up. Montezuma. Yes, it's somebody's head. You want to see? Yes. So okay, I'll go back in a minute. So when they do dig up, that's why I'm watching this History Channel show to see if they're going to find Montezuma's gold. Because that's huge if they find it. They're digging in New Mexico, I think. So I'm waiting till they find finds like this, beautiful headpieces, death masks, you know, skeletons. But yes, it's okay here, baby. When you look into it, either put religious artifacts or relics. There it is, right there. There it is. I'm sorry. See, you can't take me nowhere serious. I'll go after the ceremony's over because I'll be giggling in that. Exactly. It is very intriguing. Very intriguing. So what do I have to? Why? It's interesting. I mean, this child might grow up to be a scientist, or the adult Port Charles Library is here going, what? And I bet you're going to be in your phone for the next 10 hours. Look up relics. Pick a state. Pick a country. And you're going to get lost. You're going to get lost. I get lost in the sauce. I have to pull myself away. Because it's interesting. But it's meaningful. It is. It's meaningful. And I get it. It's a nun's head. I'm sorry. That's probably why I do these uploads because, I get crazy. But yeah, it is fascinating. It's sort of like Indiana Jonesy. Uh-huh. Some churches keep them on display. Every church in Europe got something. And people who study the subject contact them and they open the vaults and let them see, or you got to go in the back way and things like that. Like the Shroud of Turin is I believe it's in Cologne, Germany, and they only bring it out once a year. And they believe that's the linen that covered Jesus' body after he came down off the cross. That's what they believe. And go on YouTube and there's video after video after video after video. Now, I'd rather for my kids to be looking into that than playing video games with shooters and killing real human beings. That's what I do. Now, I didn't let my little girl, look at stuff like that, but we had these discussions about science and adventure. What do you want to do? What did you like about that video? What do you think about Montezuma's gold? Do you think they'll find it? Give them something in real life. And believe it or not, every country had their own religions. Like I bring up the unk. I had to put that in y'all face because I'm not religious. You got a whole unk hanging off your head or black power on your t-shirt or a tattoo. That's a religious object. Spiritual people. I'm just saying. It's very intriguing and I love it. I could just do that, but I can't. I gotta focus. And everything is down below. So moving on. Okay, why do they keep these things? To have ceremonial, traditional events. And that's what we're going to talk about. Now I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 websites, so let's move on with it. I try to keep these to an hour. But no, when you read the story of it, then you'll get over the scary part, trust me. You never know. Like that must have been a very important nun. Okay, I'm sorry. So, ceremonial. Let's just hit the look. Everybody go. I know what that is. Give me the definition. I'll give you $1 million. You would not be able to write the definition to some of these words that you claim you know what it is. I know you know what a ceremony is, but could you give the definition? That's the point of me demonstrating. Okay. Shout out to our internationals. They like this part. What does it mean to have? That's what they mean. A ceremonial position. Now listen. I almost said Linda, but no, just listen. A position A function or event that is ceremonial is considered to be representative of an institution. Like when they take communion, it's supposed to be like the Last Supper. But guess what? It has very little authority or influence. You're just repeating it. It doesn't give you power over anybody. You're not special. Ain't nobody Jesus. Ain't nobody, none of the disciples. We're just mimicking what happened. It doesn't make you better. Because a lot of people say, I'm presiding over this. Well, you have a function, but you have no authority. Why? Because it have happened already. It's like Halloween. We just do it over and over and over again. I might dress like, I don't know, a mummy, but I'm not the mummy. So some people take it a little bit too serious. Well, I'm in charge. No, you're not. You're just mimicking. Like the Pope. A lot of people don't understand what the Pope. He is Jesus' representative since he ascended. Okay? Saint Peter, Jesus he said verbally. He didn't have a key. And there's no keyhole. He said, you have the key. He chose him. Okay? Saint Peter. So we're humans. We can't live forever. So when the Pope dies, they pick another Pope. So he has no authority, but he's representing Peter. Okay, that's the best you're going to get. So it's ceremonial. What if Jesus said, it's okay. They'll just remember you. Just go live your life. It was fun. Bye. No, he said, you have to keep doing it. Yeah. Just keep doing it. Continue my work. Continue. So that's the ceremonial position of the Pope. You know how many adults I had to explain that to? They were like, we didn't get it. I'm like, I know you don't. He's not in charge. He's not in control. He has liberties. He has bennies. Yeah, but he should be revered. His robe should be sanctified. He should be smart. He should be chosen amongst his peers. All of that is special. Everything we've talked about so far. Because that was the best example I could give you. There should be religious objects and relics we look back and not be scared of, but be intrigued. Because I'm giggle. I'm like, that's a head in a box. But then I'll read and I'll go, ooh, can I touch it? Because then I'm curious. But at first glance, you're like, what? What is going on? But then you do your research and you get it. So it is ceremonial. The whole of St. Peter, all of it. I mean, they literally killed the man on the hill. And we already talked about that. Shout out to the replay crew, EXKRA and everything. He said, do not crucify me upright, crucify me upside down, because Jesus was upright and I do not deserve the same station as him. So they killed him. Okay. Literally. And St. Peter was built where he was murdered. Now they claim they have his bones, his relics, his artifacts there. And I don't debate that. Nope, I don't debate that. Just like Calvary and the Mount, in Jerusalem and all of that. What's the other one? Nazareth. I don't debate that. I mean, we need something, don't we? We need something. If y'all can play video games that are fake, then yeah, that's Buddhist too. Boo boo. Okay. Even though it's huge. It's huge. That was Buddhist, of course. Now the last word, and then we'll go into the weapon. A religious ritual. So what does the Pope do? Ritual. That's it. Yeah, hit my bag. A religious ritual is any repetitive pattern behavior that is prescribed by or tied to a religious institution, belief, or custom, often with the intention of communicating with a deity or supernatural power. I can end the show there. We are all adults over 18. Look, I introduced something. We're going to hit the webbies, and then I click off, and you take over. Because I could just have a channel just about that. So they believe that their brethren, Jesus, ascended. He gave Peter, you're on, out of the 12, he chose him. And then he went on around Rome, and then they murdered him, and, Christianity, and it survived, and they built the Vatican. And yes, I was there with my mom. And it is what it is. But the Pope is the direct representative of St. Peter. St. Peter was with them and him when he walked the earth. So that is definitely a ritual. It is a custom. It is still happening. Have something like that in your life, in your house, on a daily basis. I don't care what it is. I don't care if it's wash day on Monday. Everybody join in. I don't care if it's every 2 years we have family reunion. Something. Have something where people gather and say, I love you, I appreciate you. Like no 18-year-old kid should be sad. Shoot, he graduated from high school. He should have been worried about his summer job. Killing people? I don't know. There's a disconnect there, obviously, but I'm just saying. What happened? Nobody took this little person to Bible study. Nobody took this person to tennis. Shout out to Roland Garros. Nobody took this person to, my grandson loves cars. This little boo-boo, not even 5, and he watches, what's that called, monster truck. He is obsessed. I'm like, oh, Lord, please don't be a race car driver. Please don't do it. I said, I'm sorry, you're going to have to teach him how to do something. So his granddad, my ex-man, bought him like this for his birthday. Because I didn't get it at Christmas. I'm like, what is that? You know how the little girls get the plastic, fantastic kitchen? Where he bought him like a little workman station with the plastic tools and nuts and bolts. He was like, yeah, if you like cars, and we teach you how to build one. I'm like, okay, I get it now. I get it. So yeah, direct them. Put them, put them on the path of success and something they can make money, that's customary, that's scientific, that's important. They can use their brain. I say he could be an electrician. Be an electrician that builds cars. How about that? Because they make bank. Ooh, electricians make money. I wanted to be an electrician and I wanted to be an architect, but I hate math. I can't do it. I'm too much of an artist. If you can be an electrician, I almost cursed. I don't care if you're 52. Go back to school and become an electrician. You will be a millionaire in 10 years. I guarantee. But the reason why the Vatican is important, pastors are important, any religion is important because it is a religious ritual. It gives you a reason to live. It gives you a reason to care. It gives you a reason to nurture and love on one another. It gives you a reason to help those that are less than you. It gives you a reason to wake up every day and say, it's another shooting at school. I couldn't even get it out. That child should be loving on little kids, not wanting to hate and hurt and harm. Woo! That was a deed. So yeah, let me read it one more time and move on. A religious ritual is any repetitive and pattern behavior that is prescribed by or tied to a religious institution, belief, or custom. Think about it like this. Aren't you glad that your lungs are repetitive? Aren't you glad that your heart has a pattern behavior? Aren't you glad that you prescribe water to get in your body to live? Aren't you glad that you believe in getting up, washing yourself, and going to work? And what they said on that paper, they were going to pay you this an hour. Aren't you do that? You do that. You do that. So why can't you feed your soul and your mind? And if you want to communicate with a deity or a superpower or not, I guarantee you communicate with nature when you got to get up and tinkle at night. I'm just saying. So cut it. Stop trying to reinvent the human experience. Stop trying to say, oh, well, I don't need none of that. Yeah, you do. Because I guarantee you, I'll give you 5 seconds before you turn to the dark side. You get smacked by karma. I'm trying to be good, yeah. Okay, so I have to plug in these websites because y'all know my stuff is always loaded with information. And I'm glad I was able to come on and do this because I can. I told you it's my last week of vacay in real time. And we're going to do this. We're going to get it all out the way. And it's okay because I'm at home now. I don't have to worry about graduation, prom, nothing. I said, no, I can do this. I wanted to do it last night, but when I saw that on the news, I said, no, I can't do it. My heart is not in it. And I'm here live. So why not? Give me a second. And I could come like once a month and do these once a month. I'm just used to doing my upload. And before I go to an event, I might do Fashion Friday, extra live. I don't know. Don't hold me to it yet. And then after I'm done, I'll drop the link if anybody wants to stay on topic. Read the title, please and thank you. Because I'm very proud of my channel. And I'm glad I do more than one thing. Y'all better get it together out there. Everybody is full force. Okay? So be careful. You think you're getting struck for one thing and it is not sweet. I don't know what hello. I don't know. Are your devices glitchy? Mine are. Okay, here we go. Here we go. Here we go. Here we go. Okay. So everything is down below. If this is your first time here, welcome. Thank you for being here. All the links are down below in the description box. Every time I share these videos on my community tab, I share the playlist. So you can catch up. Now, I like this website, Christianity. Remember, I couldn't say that word for the longest. .com is a great website. Okay. What? I'm just looking up that red up there. Okay. What does sanctification mean? Now, they're not in a church. Now, we're gonna get hit by a lot of, you know how it is. They're not in a church. They're just hanging out with each other, and it doesn't have to be all Bible-y and thumpy. You know, that's something I don't do. Why am I like lagging? Give me a second. Let me reopen my computer. Not computer, my cell phone. Because I got this up on the screen, but I can't see it. Are they that behind? Okay, here we go. Okay. A group of friends. We're coming out of the pandemic. Get together, do something, y'all. Meetup.com. Meetup.com. C-O-M. Is it H? Okay, forget that. Here, you find it. Meetup.com. Do something. Get out. Get a hobby. It's time for us to bond. And I think that's what happened with this young person. Because you can imagine the pandemic started when they were 16. So they missed out on, you have to bond. When you're growing up, you have to bond with your parents. You have to bond with friends. You have to bond with other adults like, like your coach. And everybody had a favorite teacher. or you were on the swim team, or you were a basketball player, you bonded with, sometimes, like my kids bonded with their friends' parents, and their kids bonded with me, So we need that. And so I think the person was so troubled, didn't have no love, didn't have no attention, didn't have no nurturing, didn't have no love, didn't have no, you know, fun, and something had happened. You have to meet people. What you say? At the very least, you should meet people who can bail you out. Oh, you. Ooh, be careful. Okay. Because look, no, I ain't gonna do it. I'll do it tomorrow. Hit the reminder buttons. Nope. Bond. Humans bond. If you are, okay, y'all talk about old ladies. If you are old lady at 65, you ain't got no friend, go to meetup.com, antique, do something. Bond. You shouldn't be at home depressed. If you don't like your religion, watch the Pope on TV and say, "Oh, that's deep Peter." Yeah, do something. Watch. I forget the name of the show. It's the History Channel, and they're digging for Montezuma's gold. They ain't found nothing. Half the show is a big looking at the Tonka truck, and that's the part my grandson like. Ooh, truck! I'm like, yeah, they ain't finding nothing. I'm like, yeah, truck, and they ain't found nothing yet. I gotta find stuff that I like and he like that's not cartoony and dumb and doesn't dumb him down. Cause he about to, my daughter's like, I don't care where we going, he going to school, cause she over it. He talking in full paragraphs now. She's like, no, it's not him. But yeah, you have to bond. Even people who don't like people bond. Even people, and it doesn't have to be relationship. It can just be buddy and fella. And hey, girl, hey, let's do every Sunday. We meet at the cafe. Every first Saturday, I meet you on the beach for an hour. Something bond. We have to. We're coming out of a pandemic, people, and they better not strike my camera. Make it special. And if it's not the Bible, read about whatever. Shoes. Bond at the shoe store, child. Something. And that's my message. If it's not about Bible-y, bond about something else. Fishing. Find a young person. See, when I was growing up, we had the girl and the boy club. I know they ain't got it now, because why? The gangs won't let it happen. No, ma'am. No, sir. We do better. Now, here on this website, everything's down below. You're going to get other links in blue. So they do. That's why I could not pick a verse for this one. I'm like, that's okay. We're talking about behavior, rituals, something should be sacred, have something meaningful. I have my wooden cross. My dad was there. And Polish Bob was there because he couldn't be there. Why? Because he's trying to not fight with Putin. He's almost 80 years old. And he mad because I told him don't move there 10 years ago. And he should pay attention. And here it says sanctification is one of those religious sounding words that people in the church use, but may not understand what it means. In its most basic sense, to sanctify something is to set it apart for special use. If you don't want to put the word God in there, that's up to you. Set something apart and then make your family get it together. Because if somebody's family was on their side, you could have got bailed out. You like I did that. I played a trick on my friend. I called them. I said this earlier in my video before this. I said I called my friend, and I did. I really did. And I called her at a weird hour because I know I have to catch her when she's like, "Huh?" And she answered the phone. She said, "Hello." Right? Like, why are you calling me? I said, "I'm in jail." She said, "What?" I said, "Psych." She was like, "Girl." I said, but if I was in jail, would you come get me? She said, I would come get you and I'd beat you. You know what? Yeah, my people got me. Now this is fun. Yeah, it's a character. And 18-year-olds, I'm sorry, y'all. When I was in the military, I was 19, 18, first year at Michigan State. Y'all know the story. If you don't, shout out to the Storytime playlist. That's me. We were not grown up, y'all. I'm sorry. We were not grown up. I think people should join the military at 21. I think 18 is too young. I was not grown up at 18. No. I got married at 21. I knew I wanted to get married because, I was a girl and I wanted to have kids. I'm glad I had them early. But 18 to go in the military to, you're a man now. No, you're not. We all know males mature about 3-4 years later. But yeah, and that 18-year-old, I'm talking about the murderer, the shooter, currently in time. It is May 4th, 5th, 2022. I could diagnose him in 3 notes. He didn't have enough love. Nothing was sanctified. Nothing was important. Nothing was holy. Nothing mattered. How do you shoot your grandmother? Scientifically, when the mother gives birth to the girl, now this might be too much. Some guys go, whatever. You alive, ain't you? Okay. The unk is basically the womb and the fallopian tubes and the birth canal, boo boo. We look it up. Anyway, okay. When the mother gives birth to the girl, her ovaries are intact. Ergo, you're basically giving birth to the next generation. How can you shoot your grandmother? Yeah, that's why I ain't do that type of scientist. I don't. I got nurses all up and through my family. I'm like, I don't do humans like that. I'll demonstrate. I'll talk about it. I'll be a friend. I give you what you need. Bye. I don't enable, but I ain't trying. I would come home from child support in 5 years. I would sit on that couch and I would sleep hard for 2 hours because humans exhaust me. And this is a great website because you got videos, you got curriculum, and it's cute. It's cute. So if you 18 and you still want to play whatever with your buddies, do it. Don't grow up so fast. Don't grow up so fast where you think, oh, I'm a man because I got guns and I got this and that and that. And no, you are only 18 years old. I say that he wasn't even mature enough. And now he gone. Because them cops killed him. Now here they give more definition. Then they talk about the deeper look, the basis for sanctification, process. There was something in here okay, here it is. When I was raising my son, I taught him about his social graces. Why? Because he's a man. Okay? And I hear what people say, who's a black man in America or African American in America and all of that. Well, if you follow the law, half of that is, because he was in the military. He was in the military. His father was in the military, as a military brat. So that's the type of environment he was in. He wasn't in the ghetto, he wasn't in the hood and all of that. So let me be clear. Okay? Shout out to everyone that survives any circumstances that's against you. And it's scary. And it's detrimental and dangerous. Okay? But I still taught this young man about social graces. And this is what I wanted to talk about. Because this is a great read too. Grace and law in relationship to sanctification. There has been much discussion on There has been much discussion of what role the Old Testament law plays in sanctification. Now everybody knows the Constitution goes all the way back through and down till it touches the Ten Commandments. Don't mess with me. According to the Reformed tradition, it is only when we learn to love God's revealed law that sanctification becomes a reality in our own lives. That's what I'm talking about. The reality of our life. Because we can talk Bible, we can talk, but then I'm looking at you like, well, what do you like to do? What does this mean to you? How do you demonstrate? What do you do to worship? And then people never have answers. I'm like, are you okay? You know me, I can talk. I'll tell you everything I do. This is what this means. This is what I wear. That's what I'm going to wear on Sunday. My girlfriend getting married in a couple of months. I already got my outfit picked out because it matters. It's tradition, it's ceremony, it's love. You know, and y'all don't have one word to describe nothing. There's something wrong. There's a disconnect. And you need to figure it out. Because if it doesn't matter to the reality in your life, it means nothing. It's empty. You're just a robot. You're just mimicking. Well, I go to church on Sunday. So what? So does the rat in the corner over there. Because you see that big old rat hole. I'm silly. Have you ever gone to a restaurant and they had that big tin thing over there in the corner? And you're like, oh, mm-mm, mm-mm. I'm not supposed to curse. You're like, mm-mm, mm-mm. I ain't going in there. Why? Look at that box. What's that box? That's where the rat's supposed to go in. They're like, what? We're going to turn right around. I ain't eating in there. I will go hungry. I will eat, I don't know, a chicken wing from the bar around the corner. While y'all finish. I ain't doing it. But if none of this, if you can't apply none of this, if you can't apply, yeah, I got somebody in the room yesterday. If you cannot apply this to your real life, get over yourself. And I told my son, I said, don't listen to me. Don't listen to my daughter. Don't listen to your daddy. You are a man until you're ready and you decide what religion you want, what you want to do, whether you want to be atheist or not. I'll still love you. And I think at the age about 25, 26, he got baptized all on his own because I wanted him to discover it. I didn't want him to be, well, I'm only Baptist because my mama Baptist. That is so dumb. I'm not going to force me on you. You're a whole different human being. Yeah, I gave birth to you and I love you. But this is a cruel, cruel world. I don't need him to think he ain't. And I tell him, I said, you are pure and beautiful. You are the best thing. And he has a twin sister, but you know, you got to give them their own personal love. I said, you're the best thing that happened to me. You are my son. So I want you to pick the best for you. Why do you tell kids that they're the best thing and you don't give them the best? I don't know. Anyway, I wanted to teach this young man grace, and it has to apply to the reality in your life. Don't get baptized if you know you're going to be out there stealing and wheeling and ganging. And don't waste the church's time, honey, or yours. And then the next three things I like: to restrain sin from running rapid in the world. That's why we do these things. To serve as a mirror. Remember, Michael? Look at the man in the mirror and the woman. To show us our need of Christ. To try to be just as upstanding. Even if you don't believe, you at least believe he was a man and he didn't like the Romans and they got mad at him and he got dead. Stand up for something. Some people won't. Some people are scared of death. They'll lie like a rug. They'll turn in their own mammy. And then it says here, since we are unable to keep the law. Now, I agree with that. Hi, Rose. How you doing, Rose? I will agree with that. I will agree with that. We don't, y'all know how to hold no law. Well, somebody said something about some bill earlier today. You got to be good when you teach. You can't be evil. I know that much. To serve as a guide or how we are to live, teach the way of righteousness. Those are just laws. So I taught him grace and I taught him to follow the law. Y'all read the rest. That's down below. See, I start socializing with y'all. And I need to push. Okay. So after this, because we have 4 more, and then that's it. Okay, 4 more, and then I put the other 3 up here. Now we're gonna get all kind of. This is my other computer. I gotta go get my other computer. I put it away, and I don't have my what do you call it? YouTube Premium. So I get hit by everything. So I gotta get my other one. 10 common objects with major religious significance. Okay. So you look at that, and I'll go here, and I'll get the other 3. So thank y'all for being here. Subscribe. Give me a second. So going back to the glitchy. Maybe it's this computer. It has to be because this is ridiculous. Do y'all see that? Okay, open 2 windows. Okay, let me just open one at a time. I think it's this computer. All right. So what are you looking at? Okay. So this is 10. What? Look at that weird stuff. Yeah, I love the weird stuff. This is a fun website, listverse.com. Uh, they talk about because Muhammad that said that they have his beard. Back to that. But I was looking at something the other day. I can't remember what it was, and they were talking about beards and the tradition of beards and why different cultures keep them and why others don't. Why some cultures think that a shaved face is not manly and why a full face is manly. I mean, I forgot. I look at so much stuff, y'all. I'm a filmmaker, so I know the FBI be looking at my search engine like, is she okay? And then they go, oh, okay, she's a filmmaker. Yeah, I look at some crazy stuff sometimes. So yeah, they talk about Muhammad's footprints and his broken tooth, and they say they have his personal weapons and things, and they're all spread around. And during the Holy Crusades and the Holy Wars and all of that, they would steal, and they still ain't found the 10 Commandments, child. It's just a lot of stuff going on. And what's the point in having relics and if they killing each other to get them? Humans get on my nerves sometimes. Now here, they talk about other cultures too. They talk about Mexico, okay? And then, again, I'm fascinated. I don't know the name of it. It's on the History Channel and they're looking for Montezuma's book. I forgot the name of it. When I get the name of it, I'll put it over on the community. Here they're talking about a ladder that was made out of I guess the cross. I don't know. It's a lot going on, but it's interesting. Let's just say you were a script writer. Well, this is the stuff that people read. The Indiana Jones script writers type of stuff like that. And it's fascinating, you know. So a tree trunks. I mean, people ask somebody in your family. I bet you know somebody in your family that collects something weird. I bet you know somebody in your family that has great great grandmama's left shoe, or something that they just feel that is important to them. And you go, oh, okay. Now here's the tooth. Don't tell me that ain't no horse tooth. That, baby, that is not Buddha's tooth. Stop playing with me. What do you say? I go to the church a bit and cover service. Ooh, baby. Especially during the pandemic. Okay. Look, my mother did rarely went to church. When she went to church, she only went to communion. But she was like Probably the most religious people I know. She couldn't stand the people. It's like these people are so phony. She loved to sing. She sang in the senior choir. You know, stuff like that. But she did not go to church every day. She's like, them women get on my nerves. She could not stand going to church. Whereas my other relatives, we went all the time with them. She was that lady with the 7 kids in the back. And I was in there. And then they talk about different faiths, different, you know, ways people worship. This is a good read. It's down below. A piece of broken pottery. You know, archaeologists find these things. Okay, there's another one. Okay, this is the one, and I'll stop here. They say this box that was found has the bones of Jesus' brother Joseph because carved on its side, it has said that. So it's up to you. And it says in Aramaic, it reads James, son of Joseph, brother of Jesus. So it's up to you to believe it or not. But it's interesting. But that can open up everything in a mind, young or old. And it's good stuff. And it should be handled with care. It should be looked at as something holy, you know. So here, and then we have 2 more. I'm just trying to do this properly so I can get off this computer because it's driving me nuts. I need a new computer, yeah. It's time to upgrade. All right, give me a second. So what do you guys think? Any questions? Any topics you guys want me to go over? The pandemic is basically lifted in the bay, so we're going to be going out more, that type of thing. I might do quick uploads for Word of Worship. I might do other, you know, I'm not going to spoil alert. Other ways of bringing you content because it's the I'm done with this. Let's just say type of delivery. It's time to move on. So everything is down below in the description box. Why do I have an extra thing open? So bruminate. Mm-hmm. The most intriguing religious artifacts recovered throughout history. So they're going to go on and on and on. But no, they cannot find the 10 Commandments. However, if you believe in Rastafarian and Ethiopian and Queen Sheba, they say it's in Ethiopia. And they won't let nobody see. Okay, for communion. We used to get in trouble. Because remember them little glass they had that big round silver thing with the holes in it, and then they had the glasses. We used to stick our whole tongue in there, and it was like, then it used to make a pop sound after you sucked it up. My parents used to get so mad at us for being silly. We used to wait till we sucked it up and make it stick to you. It's like a suction cup on your tongue, and we would pull it off, and it would go. Just being silly. Yeah, we were a handful. That's what they get for having 7 kids. Okay. So no, some people say they know where it is. Some people don't. The Holy Grail. Now we know movie after movie after movie. You cannot tell me that this is how they do their homework, y'all. And I'm sharing it with you, my heart to go. The Holy Grail, the Cross of Jesus, the scrolls, the burial. I said it. Shroud. We talked about that, Turan. They talk about Egypt, you know, because of all the religious artifacts that we associate ourselves with, like the Eye of Horus and the Ankh. The Black Stone of Mecca. Okay, now this word I had to look up, y'all. Now let's get the pronunciation. Where is it? Don't tell me I closed it. Did I close it? Did I close it? I think I closed it. So let me open it back up again. Here it is. All right. Antikythera. Okay. The Antikythera mechanism. Now, it's an artifact. Okay. But look at it. Tell me what you think it is. Now, this is when I go, ooh, my steampunk. Okay. So, I'm going to read it while you look at it, and then I'm going to take it away because it's down below and you can read it yourself. The Antikythera mechanism is an ancient Greek clock. It was discovered in the year 1900. This mechanism is the oldest known complex machine that can be dated back to about 150 to 100 before Christ. That mechanism was discovered by sponge divers who found it among the sunken remains of a cargo ship near the island of Antikythera. That's close as I'm going to get, in Greece. And then they go on to talk about a cross as one of the most important American Christian relics in Europe. And that dates to 864 after death. And it was inscribed to say Jesus Christ created Lord God. I don't know, in Greek language. It was donated by Louis VII, King of France, to another king. So they were into relics. Okay, so I don't know about you, but remember we were talking about electrician? I'm just saying that look like something happened. That look like old nasty, modern day mechanism or something, don't it? Now see, stuff like that, I'm gone for 10 days research. I'm gone. Don't even bob off. I'm busy. Okay, I'm not trying to think. So when I'm gonna be looking into that, yeah. So that's something that was found amongst all of these, places that are found in the Bible and amongst things and people, and it's amazing. It's amazing where you can go back in time and look at Leonardo da Vinci, drawing airplanes, where airplanes are a modern thing. Airplanes came along in 1910, 1912, 1925. So you have to be careful because sometimes things will happen and then they get stunted. Sometimes discoveries will happen and then they'll get poo-pooed. Sometimes people are before their time or they'll get ostracized because don't nobody understand. What are you talking about? If you got a little person that wants to play with clay and they created a machine out of whatever, what do they call it? A Play-Doh. We won't do it. I cannot stand the smell. We won't do it. We're like, no. We're just getting regular clay. Say, wow, what is that? Oh, do you like making that? Oh, and like his granddad, go get that plastic wrench and unscrew that thing. Just get them used to, okay, this is how this works. Go to the thrift store and find a watch and take it apart in front of him or her. Girls do STEM too. Shout out to my daughter. So they can see the inside. Forget about putting it back together. I'm just saying real quick. But yeah. I ain't putting no effort. My kids loved Legos. You can't stand Legos. You be throwing them across the sky. I'm like, oh, womp womp. You cannot stand a Lego, baby. And every kid is different. If a kid says, I'm going to be a doctor, everybody stand up and scream and shout and start saving your money. Don't go, that's stupid. You'll never be no doctor. Oh my God, I cannot stand it. Please. See, that's what happens to little boys and girls when you don't believe in what they believe in. Now, if they get there, if they say, oh, I'm going to be a gymnast and they suck, then get them, some basketball shoes or something. Say, oh, that didn't work. Okay, just go play basketball. But don't poop on what they say they want to poop, because they might be a troubled little 18-year-old with a gun killing people. Ceremony. Oh, okay. This website is this. They're talking about spirituality. Why ceremonies and rituals are still important today. Ceremony is as old as recorded human history. Paleolithic cave paintings dating back to 10,000 years ago show our ancestors performing fertility dances around the fire or taking part in spiritual ceremonies praising the hunt. You can always find, I'm sorry, you got to have a hobby, got to celebrate. What are you doing next Christmas? How do you get out? What family tree or reunion? Sunday brunch, or Father's Day is coming around. Find 5 fathers, make 5 goodie bags or swag bags, and hand them out, please and thank you. Shout out to all the fathers. I cannot stand how y'all poop on Father's Day. I think fathers get more. I think I gave my son so much last year. He was like, "Well, that's enough." I'm like, "No, it's a monthly thing." He was like, "Oh, okay. I thought you kept sending it." No. I said, "You deserve it." He was like, "Oh, okay." Because it was like a monthly box. Remember I told you guys I sent the monthly box? Now I got to sign up my son-in-law and my daughter-in-law. Because last year was there, the twins, and then this year was there. Because the spouse benefits from what you give to them. Okay. So shout out to all the dads. Shower a dad. Men, you can have flowers. Relax. Okay. So this is a great read because they talk about how important the ceremony is. It is basic instinct. We must do it. It's in our DNA. We must celebrate each other. Go, come on. I'll go buy you your favorite restaurant. Why? Because I miss you. The pandemic is over. We can get out now, and I miss Christmas, birthday, Father's Day, everything. Your raise at work. I can at least buy you a beer. We got, I like when the men get together and the ladies get together, and let your kids get together. Have sleepovers. Have, rites of passage. You come up with what that is. Have movie day just for your kids with their friends. Be there to pick them up in the parking lot so they don't have to worry about how they're going to get home. Commit to that. Somebody asked me the meaning of commitment. Commit to each other. Okay, Marcus, you can have every fourth Sunday, and Monique will have every third Sunday. You pick 2 friends. I'll buy the tickets and the popcorn because you want your children to understand what it means to socialize. Like we used to say. And if it's religious, it's already set in stone. Y'all know what's going to be happening on Sundays at whatever institution you choose, and that's good. It's somewhere to go, somewhere to be. I think it's a great idea. Like if you're a working parent and you work on Sundays, drop them boo boos off at church. They'll be handled. Drop that boo boo at church and see you when I see you, boo. And whatever they tell you to do it. Okay, that was Kwani. Are you here? Remember Dummies? Remember when the book Dummies came out? I I told y'all I'm going digital. I'm a digital nun. I want to be bored. My head, just like that nun, gonna be attached to it. I'm for it. So I'm not doing paper stuff no more. So I'm like, ooh, remember Dummies? It used to be like $80. It's free online. Okay, making a joyful noise in religious ritual. And this is a really good read. It was at 2016, but it's still good. And they talk about what you do or what is done in different cultures. Okay. They talk about singing and chanting. They talk about music. They talk about a song and sound in indigenous religions, like some, oh, those are sounds, chants, dancing and whirling. They talk about Africa, Native American. I mean, they go on and on, Middle Eastern countries. It's a great read, and that's down below. So yeah, don't sleep on the dummies. Remember when they first came out, baby? I think I still own about 10 dummy books. Some of them were how to make a website, all kinds of stuff that I was interested in. Now I'll drop the link. Keep it cute. If you're not interested, that's fine because I don't have I ever done a live word of worship? I don't know. I don't know. But you said it wasn't wine. That was way too well. I can't make the sound. I was trying to look for something that where your tongue can fit in, and if you get stuck and you pull it off, it goes. And parents be like, "Don't stop it." And for some reason, you'd be really, really hungry when it was time for communion. I'm so stupid. You really could have another. Kids are so frustrating when you're supposed to be sick, right? I was fine by myself, but when I'm around a group with like another little silly, we're just gonna be in trouble all day. We used to get on my grandma's nerves just giggling all day long over nothing. But I don't know, our parents um, taught us about humor, so we all had good sense of humor, even as young. My kids had a good sense of humor, still do. But yeah, teach your kids about some of this stuff. It should matter to them. Because I can guarantee you that young, nothing mattered to him. I guarantee. I bet you I couldn't, I would probably find out what he was interested in. I could probably get through to that person, but who am I? I'm not his mom. I'm not his dad. I'm not his culture. I don't live in Texas. Um, The funny thing about that location, you guys, I text a family member. I'm like, isn't that near Abilene, Texas, where there's an Air Force base? And they're like, yeah. I'm like, wow. And it's beautiful country. If only he had somebody to teach him how to fish and say things like, well, when you're 25 or after you get your first job or whatever it is, save up some money, you can get a boat, you can go fishing, you can get an RV, meet Bear when he's 20 at a big, what they call them, big truck when they roll in the arena. And I'm like, why is he watching that? And they're like, he's obsessed. Give somebody, look something forward to something because he gone. Now they're saying in real time, 21 killed. And that's going to be on the news all week. I'm sorry, I'm not looking at all of that this week. I'm not doing it. So thank you, Hearts of Gold. That was a extra word of worship. Mm-hmm. Shout out to the Skybox Boo. I see you. I bow down to you because you're here in real time. I appreciate you. We never wave above the crown because, we might not have Montezuma's gold and stuff, but we like jewels and we like bangles and jewelry and things. Yeah, show it off. We are out. We made it. We made it. Get out. As long as you're vaccinated, please and thank you. And if you have symptoms, stay away from people just like you would the first day of the shutdown. Shout out to the sky. Thank you. I bow down to you. Shout out to the incognegros. Shout out to the LSAHOs. That's religious. Shout out to the dummies. You get there. That paper stuff that's free on Amazon and no on Zooms and Patreon. And think about Amazon because I got to do something. Shout out to Tita Talks. How you doing? Thank you, boo. Yeah, see, that's how you take over. I need everybody to go over to support Tita Talks. She's gonna take over. How you doing, boo? Have a good day. Stay safe. Shout out to the new subscribers. Thank you. Shout out to the internationals, the Cosmopolitan, the Futures and Beyond. The replay crew is the bomb.com. Okay. Thank you. I adore you. I'm always leaving somebody. Shout out to Future and Beyond and everybody. I don't care. Let me drop your link. How you doing, boo? Yep. See, I got to get back on my work schedule, Tita. I didn't took a whole month off, child, and I act like I'm retired already. We will never retire. Me and Tita, we will never retire. Thank you. See, look at there, royalty up in the skybox. So here, let me. Oh, are your gadgets glitchy? Are they trying to steal our votes before we vote? What happened? Keep your eye on it. Let me look this up. Let me get your link. Thank you, my love. Give me a second. Here we go. Share. Yeah, everything is glitchy. I don't know what. And you cracked me up that first video when you go to your channel. You said how to keep your, yeah, you know what, and smelling fresh. I see that. Ooh, I love me some Tita. Ooh, here she goes. Please subscribe. Go on over there right now. She's about to go live. Thank you so much. I appreciate you always. What is it? You know, because we get to pin videos. So when people are like, Tita, she be in the shower on live. I'm like, girl, don't you have no slits? Don't you be giving me no peekaboos. You better go open that OnlyFans up and start playing with it. Where is it? I gotta find it. You got me laughing now. I can't see. I think of each and every one of you guys, and you just mean something different to me. There it is. How to get your butt clean and smelling good. That's her video when you go to her channel. You're welcome. And if you got 19, that's why I love Tita. It's got 19,000 views. Shout out to Tita. See, I needed that laugh, baby. Thank you. I appreciate y'all. It is Wednesday, May 21st, 5th. Girl, go to bed. It is May 25th. I appreciate each and every one of you. Every view counts. I am humbled. Hashtag 58 everything. Tight hug. Thank you. Y'all have a good day. Hit all those reminder buttons and I will see you later. Okay.